Welcome, ladies, to the Real Estate Investor Show, providing inspiration, strategies, and insight to empower women investors to live balanced and financially free lives. Now, here are your co-hosts, Liz and Andresa.
Welcome back, ladies. This is Liz.
And this is Andresa.
Welcome back to the Real Estate Investor Show, where we're all about supporting women and empowering women to live a financially free and balanced life. We like to share our mission every time we record an episode, right, Andresa? We've been doing this for a few years now.
Yes, hundreds and hundreds of times. And I still sometimes get it wrong.
I know, right? I'm like,
well, how do I things?
Sometimes I'm like, how do I start our episode? But welcome back. We appreciate you so much. If you're joining us for the first time, thank you so much for pressing play and joining us for the next 10 minutes. This is a mini-sode where we kind of dive into a topic. Andresa and I kind of share our thoughts and opinions since we're both active in the business still. And, sometimes people do these types of things and they're kind of like, oh, a million years ago, I used to do this and I haven't touched a deal in ages. So we're both active investors.
Oh, God.
And, we're co-founders of the Real Estate Investor community, where we are very passionate about empowering women globally to kind of live life on your terms, right? And get the financial support that you need so we all can kind of contribute in this world ultimately, right? So we're going to get into a topic here about what holds women back from investing. Or I'll even say, what holds women back from taking it to a new level in investing? So that I'm talking to you experienced ladies. I'm also talking to you newbies, because we got all those types of women who we serve in our community. It's not just new. It's not just like financially free women. It's really everyone. So, but yeah, we're going to jump into that topic here in a moment. Okay. So this is a big topic, right? What holds women back from investing? Right? This can be like a really cool, like 5 mini course kind of offering that we make at some point of just being able to really serve women and get into
that needs to be near the beach somewhere.
Near the beach,
I don't want to go anywhere else. Spend 5 days talking about it if there's no sun and beach.
Yeah, but it's like peeling back the layer of the onion, and it's so got such depth to it. This topic, but it's also a really important one, especially on our journey, because it is a journey. Andresa and I always talk about that, right? We're on a journey with you, our own journeys, and all the women who've come before us and are entering this world of investing, and we're all kind of in it together. So I'm going to share some thoughts, and I know Andresa's got a ton of thoughts. We're both kind of avid readers and learners, and
I don't know when I don't have a thought. I don't know. Even like when I'm sleeping, I wake up with some thoughts. So
I know poor Andresa has to restrain herself because, we have certain terms, right? Because then she has a thought, then I have a thought, and I really like to have thoughts.
Yes.
But then I get distracted from what I'm doing. So poor Andresa, I'm like, there's times to text me and times not to, but I love you dearly. And I appreciate that. All right. Because then I get into that thought, right? And I can't think about other things and I have my own issues, but that's another conversation for another day.
That's awesome.
So that's another therapy session for another day. So here's what I have for you, ladies. And I think what holds women back from investing is relevant for the woman who's been doing this for 20 years, who might be transitioning to a different niche, or she's a private lender now, or she's passively investing now. Or it's a woman who maybe has done a few deals and now she's looking to scale. Or it's a woman who's just like, she's, financially minded and she's done, she's an engineer and she's looking to redeploy her expertise because she wants to have more time freedom with her kids, and she wants to get into investing. So this speaks to so many women for wherever you are on the path. So what I want to share is most of the time, and all the women that we've talked to in our community, in our SOAR membership and our Strive membership, really doesn't matter. Any of the women we talk to, they say the same things. There's 2 things that they say, or it comes up a lot from having a lack of fill in the blank. So what holds women back, a lot of women will say, is a lack of money and a lack of knowledge.
Yes.
And those are 2 common themes. I don't know, how many times have you heard that, Andresa?
Tons of times. Sometimes it's just like, I don't have it, so might stay where I am, because I cannot even think about, rehabbing a house, or it's too much. They're very overwhelmed with all the content that is out there.
Yeah. It is. And it is overwhelming. There's great content out there. How to flip a house. Google it. It's really, it's not rocket science. It's not the easiest thing, to be honest with you. I can speak very personally about that, but it isn't rocket science either, right? So here's what I think, though. I don't think lack of money and lack of knowledge necessarily is what holds women back from investing completely. Okay, I'm not going to say if you don't have money and you don't know anyone with money will just fall out of the sky and then you'll be able to do a deal. Like, I'm not saying that either. I think money is certainly an enormous resource in investing. Someone's money is incredibly important. I'm not going to discount that or say that's not true. But I don't think that's what holds women back from entering the game of investing or taking their business to a new level. I think most women, if I can get deep for a moment, not for a moment, because, Andresa and I always like to get deep. It's rare that her and I talk about the weather. We don't usually talk about the weather or anything else of that kind of superficial. We go deep. But if I can get deep, I think what really comes up for me, and I think what comes up for a lot of women is they don't know where their confidence comes from. And it's a lack of confidence, ultimately, what holds women back. I mean, what holds us all back from different things? It's a lack of confidence. Think about just for a moment, ladies, ones listening right now, think about something that you did successfully in your life. I'm sure there's a ton. You had to have felt confident on some level, or at least enough confidence to do it, right? Or that self-talk, that support, however you got into that thing. But after it, you must have felt so confident. Usually that's when we feel the most confident, when we've done something, at least for the first time, we're like, I can do that, So lack of confidence is something I believe that's even more of something that holds women back than money and knowledge. And the next thing that I think about, Andresa, of course, is like people's personalities, because that's just how I think and in my background. But everyone can lack confidence in different areas, and everyone can build their confidence in different areas, basis of who you are and your personality.
I just thought it was like a lump sum. Either you have it or you don't. No?
Well, and I think that's a fallacy, right? There's so many women, and so many women that I adore, right? So many women that are trailblazers. Some women have this like internal self-confidence that's like amazing, right? It's like, wow. And some women don't have that. But what I would say is that the women that are not naturally not like risk takers or self-confident, it doesn't mean you don't have confidence. It doesn't mean that you can't be confident. It just means you have to get it from something else.
Like what?
I know, right?
Where do they sell it?
The magic unicorn.
On Amazon.
The magic unicorn, right? There's a unicorn that comes around, and they just they take.
I know. I'm not a personality expert, but throughout the years, I've learned so much from you, Liz, from knowing where people get their confidence from. And I am joking around this question, but the first time that I heard about it, I was like, wait a minute, why aren't we really talking about this? It's like a secret sauce or a secret overall, that if all we knew where we could get our confidence from, we will practice that and get it.
Yeah. And, so there's a lot of different assessment tools, and this is a big topic, but I'm going to break it down really simply for people. Take an assessment tool. I know the predictive index the best. It's what we give our members, right, Andresa?
Yes.
And they have this, free assessment, but take an assessment, right? It doesn't have to be the predictive index. It can just be a assessment. And typically on any personality assessment, there is a particular drive that is the most prominent for you. Meaning you lead from being an extrovert. You lead from being very detail oriented and you're an expert. You lead from being very analytical and task oriented, and you love to kind of simplify things and analyze things, and you're an analytical type of person. Whatever the drive is, we're made up of a lot of things, but there tends to be one main driver of our styles. And then there's like subcategories, if you will, or secondary drivers. That's what I have seen. So get clear on what that prominent driver is for you, or wherever you fall, whether you're more of an analytical type, whether you're more of that extrovert, whether you're more of like detail-oriented person. And then depending on where you fall, If you are a detail-oriented person and a cautious person, and there's a lot of women who are successful investors that are like that. They're not the typical just jump in and figure it out type of ladies.
Exactly.
They get their confidence by learning as much as they can about something. And then at some point, putting a time limit on it and then going for it because they know they'll overanalyze. They will overdo it. And then 3 years later say, I should have just pulled the trigger. So if you are that person who builds her confidence that way, learn what you need to learn. Know that that's part of who you are. Know that you're going to be cautious and surround yourself with other people who are not cautious and not going to overanalyze to help encourage you to just pull the trigger. That's what you need to do. So honor who you are, but don't let it limit limit your advancements. If you're an extrovert, you need to be talking about what you're nervous about, talking about whatever you need to process. You're an external person. You're a verbally oriented person, and you need to express yourself. And I feel like the more I talk about things, the more confident I am. I'm more of an extrovert. So I get confident by just talking about stuff. Whereas if I'm in my head, I get like crazy and go down dark paths. Another thought, but it's true. You by expressing, you get confident in something. So if I want to get into a new niche, the worst thing I could do is go do research by myself. Worst thing. I'll never do it. And guess what? I haven't done it for the things that I've wanted to get involved in. I'm leaving myself up to my own. Oh, I'll do some research. I'm not going to do any research. I don't like research. I just hate it. I hate research. I really do.
That's and ladies, I want to stop you for a minute, Liz, and emphasize what you're doing. Like, acknowledge what you don't like or what you're not good at, and be okay with it. If you don't like a research, right? I don't freaking like research. There's no bad or good or bad there. Yeah. It's just who you are. And I think that having those conversations, what I think both, no matter what personality, right, you are, the part that we all have in common is that we're trying to do everything on our own.
Right.
And if we really need a community of women that we can really bounce ideas from. And I'm just like, if you're not part of our Facebook community, there's so many rock stars there. It's just not freaking funny. If you were to pay for their answers, we'll be like, right? But they are there because of the community itself, the give back and the give and the take, because they are sometimes rookies in some areas that they need support from. So as Liz says, if you're an extrovert, express yourself there. Dump your brain and you're going to get a lot out of it. Now, same thing with introverts, right? It's A, B, and C. Where do you guys think? Getting that feedback, I think it will boost the confidence much more in order to make a decision to propel your business further.
Yeah, no question. So here's the question: your tasks, your homework assignment, if you will. If you so will take our challenge, I'd love to hear if you've done this and share it in our Facebook community. We love when women are taking action. That's what this is all about. Micro steps, as we always say. Take some sort of tool. And if you've taken enough tools, come back to it and go, if I'm reading this and I'm looking at myself from an objective standpoint, how do I build my confidence? Because that is what is going to propel someone in their investing business or they're going to retreat, to be honest with you. You can figure out the money. You can figure out everything else. But that confidence, no one's going to take care of that for you. No one is. It's like going to the gym. You have to physically go to the gym. You can't outsource that. So that's my 2 cents. You can't outsource building your confidence. You got to figure it out for yourself, basis of who you are, and then make sure you're taking action to build your personal confidence base so you can go and make those offers and feel really good about it.
I love it. Take the assessment. Do it. Let us know what do you think and how it went. We're here to support you. We have your back. Don't forget that. Bye. If you enjoyed this podcast and want to receive updates on our next interviews, go to our website, therealestateinvestor.com. There, you can subscribe to our show, become part of our investor community, and get updates on upcoming episodes.
If you like our show, please share with other women who would benefit. And don't forget to leave us a rating on iTunes. We'd really appreciate it. And as always, we encourage you to take one action as a result of today's show and put it into motion so you can live both a financially free and balanced life. Thanks for spending time with us.
Ciao.